Let me ask you a strange question. Why is it that some people who earn $75,000 a year end up wealthy, while others making $180,000 a year feel completely broke? It doesn't make sense at first. More money should mean less stress. But in reality, for many people, more money just means more expensive problems. Let me tell you a true-to-life type of story that explains why. Two friends graduate from the same university, same degree, same city, same starting point. Let's call them Alex and Ryan. They both get their first jobs at age 23. Alex earns $52,000 a year. Ryan earns $58,000. Not a huge difference. Both live pretty similar lives. They rent small apartments, drive used cars, watch their spending. Nothing special. 5 years later, things start to change. Ryan is more aggressive with his career. He job hops, negotiates hard, takes management roles. By age 30, Ryan is earning $140,000 a year. Alex takes a slower path. Steady promotion, stable company. He now earns $78,000. At this point, most people would assume Ryan is winning. And on paper. That's right. But here's where the story gets interesting. Because their financial habits start to split. Ryan upgrades his life immediately. Better apartment, downtown high-rise. Rent goes from $1,600 to $3,600. Car upgrade from a 2008 Ford to a newer SUV. Not because he needed one. His thinking is simple. I worked harder. I deserve better. Monthly payment, $880. Then come the invisible upgrades, meal delivery instead of groceries, premium subscriptions, business class flights, networking dinners. None of these feel irresponsible individually, but together, they completely reshape his cost of living. Meanwhile, Alex does something very boring, nothing. He keeps his same apartment, keeps his paid-off Toyota, keeps cooking at home. When his salary increases, his lifestyle barely moves. But something else does. His automatic transfers. Every raise Alex gets, he increases his investment contributions. Not dramatically, just consistently. When his salary increases by $5,000, he increases investing by $3,000. Lifestyle gets $2,000. Simple rule, nothing fancy. By age 35, Ryan now earns $185,000. Alex earns $92,000. Now the income gap looks massive. Ryan earns more than double Alex. But here's the twist nobody sees. Ryan's monthly expenses, about $11,200. Alex's monthly expenses, about $4,300. Ryan saves about $900 per month. Alex saves about $1,800 per month. Yes, the lower earner is saving twice as much. And here's where reality hits harder. Ryan loses his job during a company restructuring. Nothing dramatic, just corporate changes. But suddenly, his expensive lifestyle becomes fragile. His emergency fund, about 3 months. His obligations, mortgage, car payment, high fixed costs, stress hits fast. Meanwhile, Alex, many years of steady investing, low expenses, emergency fund covering 14 months, no debt except a small mortgage. When Ryan asks how Alex stayed so stable, Alex says something simple. I never let my lifestyle grow as fast as my income. And that sentence explains something most people never learn. There is a psychological force that quietly pushes spending higher whenever your lifestyle improves. Economists call this lifestyle inflation. Behavioral researchers often explain it using something called the Diderot effect. And the idea is simple. One upgrade often leads to another upgrade. This idea comes from an 18th century philosopher named Denis Diderot. After receiving an expensive robe, he noticed everything else he owned suddenly looked cheap. So he upgraded his desk, then his chair, then his decorations. One improvement triggered a chain reaction of spending. And this is exactly how modern lifestyle creep works. Not because people are careless, but because humans naturally want consistency. When one part of your life improves, your brain wants everything else to match it. What once felt perfectly fine suddenly feels outdated. Your first salary increase feels amazing. By your third, it just feels expected. This is why income alone rarely creates wealth. Because without rules, lifestyle upgrades quietly absorb financial progress. Let me show you a simple comparison. Ryan increased his income by about 220% over 10 years. That's impressive. But his lifestyle upgrades increased his expenses even faster, meaning most of his progress disappeared into maintaining that lifestyle. Alex increased income about 75%, but his expenses increased only about 30%, meaning most of his progress stayed intact. This creates what financial planners call the wealth gap effect. Not the gap between rich and poor, the gap between earning and spending. That gap is where wealth lives, not in salary, not in job titles, in the gap. And here's the dangerous part. High income actually makes this harder because higher income gives access to bigger loans, higher credit limits, more lifestyle pressure, more social comparison. Ironically, the more you earn, the more discipline you need. So, how do you escape a trap that most people don't even realize they're in? Not through extreme frugality, not through never enjoying life, but through structure. Here are 3 simple rules that people like Alex tend to follow naturally. Rule 1: delay lifestyle upgrades. Whenever income increases, just wait 6 to 12 months before upgrading anything. Most urges disappear with time. Rule 2: the 50-30-20 wealth split. Every time your income increases, 50% investing, 30% lifestyle, 20% safety, cash or debt reduction. This ensures your future grows faster than your lifestyle. Rule 3: pick your lifestyle ceiling. Decide, what monthly life cost makes me comfortable? Maybe it's $5,000, maybe $7,000. Whatever it is, anything above that income level becomes wealth-building fuel, not lifestyle fuel. Because without a ceiling, lifestyle becomes endless. There is always a better apartment, a nicer car, a fancier vacation, a more expensive circle. If you chase lifestyle, there is no finish line. But if you build the gap, something different happens. Options appear, stress decreases, work becomes choice instead of survival. And that's the real definition of wealth, not showing success. Owning your time. Here's the truth most people discover too late. Making more money is hard. But keeping more money is harder. And the people who win financially aren't usually the highest earners. They are the people who protect the gap between earning and spending, because that gap quietly compounds year after year until one day, the person who looked average financially is suddenly financially unshakable. So if you remember one idea from this video, make it this: income creates opportunity. Habits decide the outcome. Don't just focus on increasing income. Protect the gap. Because the gap is where freedom grows. And freedom was always the real goal, not the salary. So the real lesson isn't just about making more money. It's about making sure your lifestyle doesn't grow faster than your income. Because the biggest financial mistake isn't earning too little. It's spending everything you earn. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button so more people can learn these simple but powerful money habits. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching. I'm Bean Capital. I'll see you in the next one.